Hey y'all, what's up? Big Wooly here, and welcome back to another episode of our FTB Skies Expert Let's Play. As you can see, I'm over here just manually doing this elemental craft stuff because looking through the quest line, doesn't look like we're going to need to automate these inscription tablets for much else. So I figure going through all that with you guys for the series, if it's not necessary for progression, maybe I should just do it manually. So without further ado, let's get into it. So all we're doing is the same thing you've seen us do before with making one of these runes. We put them in here and we click them. I'm just going to sit here and go through and craft up the 8 we need of each of these manually, since, you know, it really does not look like there's that much else that goes on this particular elemental craft, infuser or whatever they want to call their machines. And I would rather save the episode time for other things that are actually going to help us with progression. So I'll be right back as soon as I have all these runes made up. This was an interesting discovery as I came over here to start trying to craft them. First and foremost, I hadn't put this in blocking mode, so it had just stuffed the runic altar full of a bunch of stuff, which wasn't going to work. But they don't process without living rock in here, so we're going to have to modify these recipes or figure out where or how to insert the living rock so that it goes into the right storage, because it would be cool if we could just keep it full of living rock, because everything you do on the runic altar, to my knowledge, you have to toss in the living rock and right click it with the wand, right? So it looks like there's probably going to need to be a constant supply of it in here. So to get our crafts going for now, I just stuffed a stack of living rock into that middle slot, and that kicked everything off. So if I figure out what we do to automate that, I'll let you guys know. I might just try modifying the recipe, but let's go ahead and keep going on these crafts, and I'll be back with you when they're done. All right, y'all, so I want to test this recipe fix just to see if the living rock goes into the right place. So I've made all of them except our water runes. I made a couple of the water runes, but we still got more to make. So let's tell it just one for starters. All I did was, because it requires one piece of living rock per craft, I went and added a living rock to the recipe and then rewrote the recipe and put it back in. Let's see if the living rock goes to the right place. You can see our living rock right there. And then let's look in here. It inserts it into the right place. Cool. So if you want to fix your recipes so that these craft without any issue, here's what you'll need to do. I'm going to pull out the 3 I haven't fixed. We'll go fix them together real quick, and then we'll turn in some stuff for some in-game quests. So if we come up here to our pattern encoding terminal, all we need to do to fix these is take the pattern, stick it back in here, and make sure you have a single living rock, not a stack. Add it to the craft, rewrite it. Now it will send a living rock with that recipe so that it has the living rock it needs, and we don't have to worry about getting it into the setup any other way. It'll just get sent by the pattern provider, which is ideal. It's how we would really like for it to be. Now that all those recipes right there are rewritten with the living rock in them, toss them back in the runic altar, and if we need to make any more of those runes, they have it. And we also know for any future recipes we may want to toss into the mechanical runic altar, just add a piece of living rock to them, and you will be good to go. So let's finish up the water here. So we've got 8, meaning we need 8 more. And once those finish, let's pull out the rest. Rune. So those, and now we're just waiting on water. We can start turning in while we're waiting. So come down here to our overpowered quest line. Rune of water. We didn't have. Rune of fire. Done. Rune of air. Done. Rune of earth. Done. Is our rune of water done? There we go. 16 runes of water. Let's turn those in. Bum, bum, bum. Done. Now we can turn our attention to this next piece here. 256k ME disk. We've got that, I think. I think we already even have the housings and everything because we've already made some. Heck, we've got one over here that doesn't even have anything in it. We can literally just pull that down and turn it in. There we go. So we've already got that. We're going to have to get into plutonium with mechanism, and we're going to have to make some supreme machine frames. Good thing we just set up automation for our quantum assembler. We should be able to get a recipe going for that. So let me make sure we've got all the prerequisites ready to craft, and we will move on with seeing if we can't get that done. All right, y'all. So want to get started on the next in-game quest because that's going to get us our creative element jars, but I want to show you something I did for our calorite space plating. We were held up on liquid methane, so we just weren't getting enough of it from the refinery that we have set up over here, and so I set back up and figured out a way to get the Terra Preta going with a fluid extractor because it generates just methane. And this is a setup we can use to just make methane for us. So I had to do it with 2 modular routers because the modular router only has 1 buffer slot. And the problem with that is that I want it to continually place using a placer module. So this one here, we can show you just for the config. I just told it to out to the front, whitelist, Terra Preta. That's it. Then it's got an export bus with a crafting card, and I taught the system how to make the Terra Preta. Now, the Terra Preta breaks down twice before it turns into sand, and this was the problem I was having with making liquid methane before, was we didn't have access to modular routers yet, and I had no idea how I could break the sand. But in this one, I put a breaker module, and we configured it to look at the down, and we whitelisted sand. So when it sees sand, it will break it and suck it into here. Once it sucks it into here, we will then import it back into the system and done. So now this will infinitely produce liquid methane for us, which was our holdup on calorite space plating. So if we come look, you can see we're up to 79 because that's all I could make before. But if we go tell it to make 20 now, you'll notice we have the liquid methane. Now our target number, just for those of you who don't remember, 624. So that is the number we've needed for every other tier of rocket, so I'm sure it is going to be the same number for this one. So we're just going to keep working on other things as I keep trying to craft. But now with this producing liquid methane for us constantly, if we come look, we're already up to like 43 buckets. We were like empty on liquid methane before. So this should get us there pretty quickly to be able to craft it, and I think that's literally all we're missing. So if we come in here and we were like, I think we would need about 520 more. If we come look, you can see we're missing some platinum dust, only 30 though, and we're missing liquid methane, and that's it. We have every other ingredient stockpiled. The liquid methane one, we could kick that off right now. We just need to, what is it? What's the hold up here? We need to put more diamond right there. So let's just toss. Yeah, let's just toss this much diamond in here. This is kind of how I control this to keep it from sucking through all of our resources. So yeah, we'll toss all this diamond in there. That's going to process up this, smash it down, and get us stocked up on both platinum and osmium. So there we have it. I wanted to show you guys this little setup here. It's pretty neat. It solves the problem, and it constantly, just like the latex extractor, this is just a fluid extractor. We've just got it importing back into the system. That's pulling our liquid methane out of it and putting it into our drawer. So yeah, we're getting close, honestly. So with adding that extra little bit of diamond, that'll probably get us enough platinum, and we'll be golden. We're just waiting on that liquid methane for our space plating, and then it's just going to be waiting on the system to craft it. Now, that doesn't mean that we're fully ready to go to space. We've still got to craft all of the space plating blocks with the smasher do create setup and all once we get there, but we're not going to start on any of it until we have all the plating we need. So the next thing that I wanted to get into today is let's go take a look at this Supreme machine frame and see what all we're missing from it. So let's head up to the pattern encoding terminal. Let's get the pattern going and start chasing those rabbits. So we need Supreme machine frame. And it looks like none of that is on AutoCraft yet. Okay. So, diamond gear. Grab our pattern, take the mold out. Diamonds, we don't need a recipe. Netherite, we are going to need a recipe for. So, there's that. How much scrap do we have? Netherite, scrap. 14K. Okay. So, we've got plenty. So, there's netherite. Now we need to go back to our Supreme. Should bookmark it. And then we need advanced machine frames, which are also able to be made in the quantum assembler. And once again, none of that is on AutoCraft. Latex rubber sheets, we're going to need to chase that. So there's that, which is a processing pattern for a furnace, and then the dry rubber we should be able to set a crafting pattern for because we have it being, and then these are processing patterns for the quantum assembler. That's a gear one. Okay. Pink slime. We don't have pink slime being brought in yet, but we do have it being produced at the old base. Might be worth making the slimy bee. But we definitely have some at the old base. So we can get that tied in. Let's bookmark it so we remember. Okay. Got all that now. Simple machine frames. Once again, quantum assembler. You know, the reason we're doing them in the quantum assembler is you get 2 instead of just 1 per craft. So that's always nice. So we're going to need those. We're out of patterns. Another quantum assembler recipe there. We've already got latex sheets, Duraplast sheets. Okay, so that's going to be a fluid encapsulator pattern, and we already have phenolic resin in the system. So, and we have a fluid encapsulator with a pattern provider, so that's good. Machine frames. Okay. Quantum assembler. Okay. Everything for the machine frames. Oh, God. You know how huge that is? Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. Don't have to stick them in the giant mechanical crafters anymore. Yay! Okay. Anyway, sorry. I got a little too excited there. But I am excited because those have been a pain for a long time. So we drill down. Our machine frame's the root. Everything for the machine frame is already there. I think the only thing we're missing is the pink slime we're going to need to get into the system. So, yeah, we don't have any pink slime. Looks like we have an ender tank that may have been set up for it. Is there pink slime in here? No. But that would be a good color pattern for it. So maybe there's one over at the old base. We'll just have to go look. I'm not real sure. I don't remember. Let's put these patterns where they go. So that's the diamond chest in space. We're looking for an entangled block. Yep. So this is the quantum assembler right here. There we go. Now, we need our fluid encapsulator with our Duraplast sheet. Crafting pattern, so that's just a molecular assembler. Crafting pattern, molecular assembler. Processing pattern, latex rubber sheets into dry, produces that with dry rubber. So that is a smelting pattern. So that goes in the advanced smelting factory. And then the diamond gear. All right, the gear one's full, so we're going to need a new pattern provider and go set up another face for that machine. Just go ahead and make another 10 pattern providers because we always need them. Okay, got ourselves a pattern provider, and we still have our pattern. Let's go find the press with the gear mold. That's the one with the plates. You are the gear mold. Can't use the front. Can't use the back. Uh-oh. All right. There we go. Put it on the bottom. Let's bring some cable around. Oh, God. Do we even have channels? This thing's full, isn't it? Oh, we have one channel. No way. That's awesome. Heck yeah, utilizing the last channel we got here. I won't be saying that when I need a channel for something else, but for today, that's awesome. So now all we have to do is input output on the bottom there too, and now we should be able to make the diamond gear. So let's go check up what's going on with our pink slime. Oh, I forgot to reattach that drawer for the gelled toluene. We're going to need more of those to get them in range of the drawer controller. Let's grab out our linking and locking tools. Well, it's already locked. We just need to get the linking tool on this drawer controller. Add. It's added. Cool. So that gets us this set back up. And headed to the old base. And let's go look at our slime setup. How do we do this? We just break you and put you here. Okay. I do need to still figure out a way to come and clear all of this stuff every now and then. All right, now let's go set a drawer. Fluid drawer. Let's check this one. I don't even know if this one's connected. Look, this one's not even connected, so we can just set it right in here. Put our pink slime in from the tank that was there, and then if we lock and link, there we go. Now all we'll have to do is come back behind that drawer, get another one of these little ender tank to drawer things going on that pink, white, pink, and we can bring it in. But right now, we have 31 buckets of slime. That, in theory, means we should be able to request 16 Supreme machine frames. Let's see if we can. We're missing 1 bucket of ether gas. So, and 0.5 buckets of latex. Whoa. What bled the latex dry? Oh, this bled the latex dry. Let's go to a smaller upgrade. Yeah. Not a netherite. So, upgrade. What about... will a gold work? That's 32,000. So what does a copper do? Yeah, so copper is not enough. A gold is 32K. Let's just stop exporting the latex for right now. And that will let us build up the half bucket we need pretty quickly. And then the ether gas, if we're just missing 1 bucket, do we not have a big enough storage? Is our ether gas storage full? Where are we storing ether gas? Resonant ether. Oh, ether gas was right there for a second. So ether gas is being pulled in here, and we are using it for making resonant ether over here. Let's do the same thing. Let's kill the extract of that resonant ether because it still hasn't backed up. Wherever that is, ether gas. There we go. So we're going to kill that out of here for now, so that we can build up some ether gas in our drawer. And then we should be able to make our 16 of these. There we go, 60 millibuckets. All right, so I'll be right back. I'm going to let those two wait. Sometimes that's what you got to do, especially when you're trying to get like drawers full and build up stockpiles of stuff, is you just got to shut machines off. I need to figure out how to do it with level emitters, but that's probably a problem for future Wooly. Okay, y'all, there we have it. A little bit of running around, turning some export buses off. Figured out that latex was not being captured anywhere because the drawer had run dry and it couldn't insert it. So I had to go like take a bucket of latex from our latex extractor here and go put it back into the same drawer, even though it was locked. These are weird. Sometimes this does that where like it'll have a fluid locked into it, but it doesn't allow for anything else to deposit into there, even though it sees the fluid locked. Like refinery gas keeps doing that to me. So if we come look over here, you'll see that there's going to be more than a bucket worth of refinery gas in here. But as soon as it runs dry, it quits exporting. So like there's a little bit in there, but not quite a bucket. But this is going to get sucked out for our refinery controller setup. And until you get to the point where the refinery controller is backed up, this just will quit accepting more. So right now it says 2.4 buckets, but as soon as it gets down to 0, it's going to start accumulating in this machine again, even though we have it. So I think we may need to like change this up a little and maybe have it output into a buffer tank, or put the fluid drawer out here since we've already got a controller right there. I'm not real sure what we're going to need to do. But there you go. As you can see, it just dipped off and cleared it full of refinery gas. Oh, no, it's still exporting it. So it'll work for now, but I'll show you guys when it dies again. So if we come back in here, did we tell it to make our 16 machine frames? I don't think I ever hit start. So there we go. That is going to get us 16 machine frames, and that is going to leave us with one thing to do for the overpowered quest line. Let's go ahead and accept all these rewards, even though I'm not familiar with Reaper or what they do. I also don't know what a storm lens does. I guess we could look that up in the Britannia book. Uses. Magnetizing messenger, bore. I have no idea. Yep. And it's a creative storm lens. So whatever, we'll have to figure out what that does. Maybe that will fix our setup over here. Maybe it's like, you know, you only need one mana spreader to set it up. Oh, it's upstairs, actually. I'm not sure. We'll have to look. So, but for now, into the storage it goes, because we don't really need any of that. Looking forward, we get a creative energy cell for applied energistics, so we'll be able to tie this into our AE2 network and have unlimited power for everything AE2. I think we can even bring that power out using FE P2P tunnels, so energy P2P tunnels, but I'm going to have to figure it out because I could never get the mana ones to work. But more importantly, we get these creative element containers. These are going to be huge. So it'll mean that we're no longer going to have to be waiting on these to evaporate the stuff in here, which is a slow process, we'll be able to just take these little setups and replace them with the creative, and we will have unlimited element for all these crafts. So like here, where this one just can't quite keep up all the time because it's actually waiting on essence of air to be made for it. I even added a second container. I don't know if you guys see that, but I added another one here and that one. They're both feeding in to here. So that sped it up a little and has got us to where we have a little bit of a buffer of these finally, which was a huge problem. It was causing all kinds of issues with our stabilized pyrotherm and a couple of other things. But that will solve this issue here, and then all of our shards that are being generated will be for the setups over here. And as you can see, we're slowly but surely getting backed up on the powerful air shards. That was really the only one we didn't have an overabundance of. And we, of course, it's the one we, of course, need for all these in-game processes. So this is all working just like it should. Now, waiting on these plutonium pellets. Let's start looking down this rabbit hole. So we're going to need a pressurized reaction chamber with water and plutonium. Then we feed it fluorite dust, which gives us spent nuclear waste and our plutonium pellets. Now, we only need 5 of these for the quest. Well, let's see. Where does our plutonium come from? It comes from nuclear waste in an isotropic centrifuge. So, and I have the isotropic centrifuge already bookmarked here. We're going to need some ultimate control circuits for that. Ultimate control circuits require cryo-infused gas, which requires us to make our ship. So we can start getting this process, the machines together, but we're not going to be able to do anything until we make that trip to Glacio, because we need the Glacio stone bricks for our cryo freezer. That is going to be the big holdup. Let's see, is there anything else we can do to get ahead on that kind of process? So the ice shards, I think we can make a bee for. I'm not real sure. Ice shards, where do they come from? Come from pure ice ore, blasting the ore, smelting the ore, crusher, laser drill. So in orbit with a light blue laser lens, we can produce ice shards. So it looks like this is going to be another good thing for us to get into. But I think that's going to have to be something for our next episode. Hopefully by the time we get done with the next episode, we will be to the point where we will be able to craft all of our calorite plate. Oh, God, Forged Pearl, get over here. Come here. Get in my inventory. No. There we go. Okay, I don't even care about the other stuff. I think these hearts we need, too, but the rest of it, I don't think we need. But the Godforged Pearl, what are we up to? What's that number? What is our count? We need 16 for the quest. Godforge 11. We need 5 more between now and when we get to this quest right here. So, ooh, a creative source jar. The rewards are getting better and better. Yeah. So I hope you guys have enjoyed today's episode. I know I'm sort of all over the map, but the in-game kind of gets that way. You realize, oh my God, I've not been making enough of this resource or that resource the whole time you've been playing. And then you kind of scramble to get things set up and automated so that, the production can happen. It's a hurry up and wait a lot of times in the in-game. And that's where we lose a lot of people. Just so you guys know, viewership is down on this series towards the tail end of the pack. We're just not getting those views we were getting, and so it's a hard decision for me on whether I continue to make the pack, make this series, or whether we should be really looking to start something new. Now, I've got a few prospects for something for our next series. Look out in my Discord. I'm probably going to post some of the pack options and get the opinions of the people in the Discord who are engaged in my community and see what they might like to see for our next pack. But as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you all next time. Bye-bye. Wait, did they finish? They did. Let's turn it in. There we go. All we need are 5 plutonium pellets. Bye.